Dogs, cats, and any other heroic animals not only appear in our peaceful era, but they began to embody their roles during times of fierce wars. Let me take you on a tour to learn more about these four-legged heroes. But before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe to witness even more miraculous feats. In times of war, alongside the brave soldiers, dogs are invaluable companions. Bamse, a Saint Bernard, became a legend during World War II with his remarkable acts of bravery. Bamse belonged to Captain Erling Hafto of the Norwegian Navy and accompanied the crew of the minesweeper HMS Thorodd while the ship was docked in Dundee, Scotland. Bamse was not just a member of the crew, he became a symbol of loyalty and courage during the dark moments of war. One of Bamse's most notable heroic actions was saving a sailor from drowning. One day, a sailor on the ship fell overboard while working on deck. In the freezing waters and strong currents, the sailor was quickly swept away and unable to escape on his own. While everyone was still in confusion, Bamse quickly jumped into the water, using his large body and extraordinary strength to keep the sailor afloat. With persistence and determination, Bamse pulled the sailor to safety, rescuing him from a life-threatening situation. Not only did Bamse play the hero once, but he also demonstrated courage again when he saved another sailor from an armed attacker. During a scuffle on shore, a crew member of the Thorodd was attacked with a knife by a stranger. Bamse, recognizing the danger, quickly jumped between the two, using his powerful body to shove the attacker into the sea, protecting the life of his fellow sailor. Bamse's bravery and loyalty not only saved the sailors but also brought faith and a sense of optimism to the crew amidst the perils and brutality of war. After he passed away in 1944, Bamse was buried with full honors in Montrose, Scotland, and was honored as a hero with a statue and many prestigious awards, forever commemorating the courage of this heroic dog. Adding another character to accompany the heroic dog Bamse, Simon, a small black and white cat, also became a symbol of resilience during the harshest moments of the Chinese War. Simon was discovered and brought aboard HMS Amethyst by a young sailor when the ship was docked in Hong Kong in 1948. From a skinny stray cat, Simon quickly integrated with the crew and became a beloved member of the ship. Simon's primary role aboard was to protect the food supplies from the ever-present rats. With his sharp hunting instincts and relentless determination, Simon became a tough police officer against the rats, always safeguarding the crew's valuable food sources. Not only did he catch rats, but Simon also brought joy and optimism to the sailors, especially during tough and dangerous times. During a fierce confrontation, HMS Amethyst ran aground and endured heavy fire from shore batteries. The crew suffered severe casualties, and Simon did not escape the barrage, sustaining serious injuries from shrapnel. Despite the pain and injury, Simon continued his duties, catching rats and ensuring the safety of the food supplies. Simon's efforts not only helped protect the food, but also became a spiritual symbol for the sailors. After 101 days of being trapped, HMS Amethyst finally escaped its perilous situation and returned to safety. For his bravery and dedication in the face of danger, Simon was awarded the Dickin Medal, the highest honor for animals in wartime, making him the only cat in history to receive this distinction. Simon passed away shortly after due to his injuries and a subsequent infection, but the sacrifice and resilient spirit of this little cat left a profound mark on the sailors and future generations. Today, Simon is remembered at the Animal Cemetery in Ilford, England, where his tombstone commemorates the extraordinary contributions and bravery of a cat that transcended the boundaries of species to become a true hero. Temporarily closing the stories of four-legged heroes from wartime, let's return to their descendants in our era. The next character to be named is a Doberman named Khan, who became a hero in a life-threatening situation at the Svilicic family home in Atherton, Australia. The story took place on a peaceful afternoon in May 2007 when Khan, the Doberman adopted by the family just 4 days earlier, was playing outside with Charlotte, the family's little daughter. Everything was normal until Khan suddenly exhibited strange behavior. The dog began to growl and stiffen, his eyes fixed on something on the lawn. By instinct, Khan sensed the dangerous threat lurking nearby. A brown snake, one of the most venomous snakes in the world, was slithering closer to Charlotte. Recognizing the imminent danger, Khan rushed forward and pushed Charlotte away from the snake. However, snakes have a natural defensive instinct, and whenever they feel threatened, they prepare to attack. In a decisive moment, Con bit into Charlotte's diaper, lifting her up and moving her several meters away from the area, far from the strike range of the venomous snake. Just after that, the snake turned and attacked Con, biting him on the hind leg. Despite the pain from the brown snake's venom, Con remained calm and continued to growl to ensure the snake wouldn't get close to Charlotte again. A while later, family members noticed and brought their daughter safely into the house. Catherine Svilicic, Charlotte's mother, quickly took Con to the vet. Con's condition became critical due to the powerful venom, but thanks to timely intervention, this brave dog overcame the danger. Con's actions not only saved Charlotte's life, but also proved the loyalty and protective instinct of a dog. Even when adopted just days before, he later fully recovered from his wounds and continued to live happily with the Svilicic family, where he was always regarded as an indispensable member. If you also admire Con's bravery like I do, please hit the like button. Do you think a dog would never feel like they miss us or wouldn't notice our sudden absence? If so, you might be mistaken. Xander, a husky, walked over 2 miles to the hospital to find his owner, who was recovering from surgery. Trust me, this story will make your like button worth it. Xander, a husky with deep blue eyes and a heart full of loyalty, lived with his owner, John Dolan, in a cozy house on the outskirts of a bustling town. He had been rescued by Dolan 5 years prior, saving him from hunger. Their bond was incredibly close. However, one day, their attachment faced an unexpected disruption when Dolan had to undergo a health check at Good Samaritan Medical Center in New York due to a skin condition. During the long waiting period, Xander appeared anxious, pacing back and forth and looking out the door, always hoping that Dolan would return. Until one day, while Dolan lay in his hospital bed, a hospital staff member came to him and said that his dog was outside the building. Dolan was surprised, but also felt reassured that it wasn't in vain for him to be in the hospital. He had been wandering around during the days I was in the hospital, sitting in my chair and rolling around, looking bored and sad, Dolan's wife said, noting that he had tears in his eyes and looked genuinely upset. This naturally independent dog had sneaked in through the back door to meet Dolan, and both he and his wife wondered how he could find this hospital when they had never brought him there before. According to CBS News, dogs like Xander can sniff out up to 200 to 300 million different scent receptors. In this situation, his ability went beyond what science could explain. It was the power of love he had for his owner. Sometimes the sudden requests of our beloved dogs are not unreasonable. They often have senses that are much more acute than ours. In December of last year, Andrew Lee had no idea that his 14-year-old rescue dog, Sophie, would save his life. One winter morning, Sophie woke Lee up, prompting him to take her out to the backyard of their home in Montreal. However, he noticed that Sophie was not following him, so he turned on the kitchen light and discovered puddles of blood on the floor, which he quickly realized was coming from his own foot. Realizing the seriousness of the situation, he called an ambulance while trying to bandage his foot. The medical staff arrived promptly, and Lee was taken to the nearest hospital. In the following days, Lee underwent 2 surgeries, during which the doctors managed to save his leg but had to amputate part of his foot and toes. Despite going through a traumatic experience, Lee felt lucky. He credited Sophie for waking him up when it mattered most. As he recovered in the hospital, Lee focused on regaining his balance and coordination, realizing that he had taken his mobility for granted. After being discharged, he looked forward to making up for lost time with his loved ones and Sophie, whom he called a hero. He planned to reward her with special treats for her life-saving actions and encouraged others to adopt dogs from rescue organizations, sharing how lucky he felt to have found Sophie. Sophie is not the only dog with a close bond to her owner in today's video. A German Shepherd named Capitan has stayed by his owner's side for the past 6 years, refusing to leave even when the King of Hell separated them. After Manuel Guzman passed away in 2006, Capitan ran away from home in search of his beloved owner. A week later, Guzman's family found the grieving dog at Manuel's gravesite, steadfast in his loyalty. We had never taken the dog to the cemetery, so it's a mystery how he managed to find that place, Veronica Guzman, Manuel's wife, shared. Since that fateful day, the Guzman family has established a tradition of visiting both Manuel and Capitan every Sunday. Although the dog sometimes leaves the cemetery to spend a short time with his family, he always returns to the grave before dark. Although the Guzman family wishes to take Capitan home, They fully understand and respect the dog's deep loyalty to his best friend. This story surely reminds you of the tale of Hachiko, the famous dog known for his miraculous loyalty. This is why dogs are always the top choice for the safest guardians for owners facing many challenges in life. In an incredible act of bravery, a Rottweiler named Eve saved her owner, Kathy Vaughn, who was paralyzed from the waist down during a terrifying incident when their van caught fire. The event occurred while Vaughn, living in Indianapolis, was driving to Atlanta to attend an antique show. Suddenly, she heard a loud explosion and discovered smoke rising from the van she had just purchased. As smoke began to billow from the engine compartment, Vaughn realized she couldn't assemble her wheelchair in time to escape. Panic set in as the thick smoke enveloped the interior of the van, making it increasingly difficult to breathe. In a moment of desperation, Eve sprang into action. The 104-pound dog, fully aware of the imminent danger, grasped Vaughn's leg with her powerful jaws and pulled her out of the vehicle, dragging her about 20 feet into a nearby ditch. While Vaughn escaped the situation unharmed, Eve was injured, suffering burns on her paw pads. Thanks to Eve's quick thinking and courage, she acted decisively to help Vaughn escape what could have been a life-threatening situation. Dogs are always ready to put their safety aside just to protect ours. So let's love them even more. It is clear that the bond with our pets lies not only in their actions, but also in their thoughts. No matter what problems we face, they are the ones who comfort us before we even know what we need. They always remember you, and so do we. So don't forget to subscribe so we can meet again in future videos. Goodbye and see you next time.